Hello, everybody. This is the Don't Cancel Us podcast, and I would just like to say I've already done this video, but it got freaking deleted. A few people have been asking to be on the podcast. I'm very open to it. You just gotta either DM me, and I know someone commented saying that they can't DM me on TikTok. That sucks. I don't know how to fix that, but I'll try, and I'll see what I can do. But if anybody wants to be, just comment below, and hopefully I will DM you instead. Hopefully. But let's get straight into it. So cancel culture. I already went over this and covered this in a different video, but again, people are getting cancelled for the wrong reasons. Like, there are so many popular, like, I think I mentioned David Dobrik already, but also James Charles. He has like tons of allegations against him. Wasn't he like messaging minors or something? And I don't know. He's still at his peak, and it's purely because of people that make memes out of him, and it's because he has such a big internet culture. I was gonna say good, but I don't think it's that good. So he's just very meme worthy, and that's the only reason why he's that big. You know, same with how David Dobrik made his comeback, and then people made memes about him. The only reason why he's big is again because of memes. But then the people who are like me, who make opinions online, we will get cancelled like I can't snap like that. But James Charles and David Dobrik don't get cancelled. What are you talking about? Where's the line, pal? Okay, let's just move on. Nostalgia is ruining new media. Yeah, so in like technology, I think the technology now is so good. The only reason why we're going back to it is literally just because of nostalgia reasons. I don't think it has any actual benefits other than maybe stopping screen time. Like, I get if people want to listen to music and the only reason why you're using your phone is for music and calls, and that's the only reason why you get a flip phone. I get that, I think. But like, I don't understand how people are using vinyls and CDs. Like, yeah, it's cool for the aesthetic, and I get it if you collect it, I guess. But there's actually no reason for you to spend £20 on a vinyl from HMV or £10 on a CD when you can be spending that much for literally every single album ever a month in your pocket, called Spotify Premium. I think it's like £12.99, and a vinyl is, like I said, £20. A CD is £10. Same price, except if you bought a vinyl or a CD every week for a month, that would cost £40, £80. But it's only, a tenner for unlimited music and podcasts. I just don't get that part. Music is literally at your fingertips, and you're deciding to go out your way and buy the most expensive thing ever. Which never used to be that expensive, which is honestly a scam. I collect DVDs, but that's only because, we have DVDs. I've had DVDs. I grew up on DVDs, CDs, and MP3s, MP3 players, and so that's the only reason why I collect them. I don't actually go out my way and buy them anymore. It's just that we used to actually use them. We didn't have a flat TV until I was like 8 years old. So I don't know. I just sometimes, but then, and that's being blinded by nostalgia, and in the same way that people are blinded by nostalgia in games. Games are so good now. Ark Raiders, beautiful game. Fable, I really want to play that game. It looks so good. And the only reason why we're going back to old games is because of the fact that we liked them when we were younger. And it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to be blinded by nostalgia. It's just like we have so much good now. You don't have to go back to it. You shouldn't have to feel like that is the better thing when it's not. It's clearly not. Same with movies. Like, okay, I'm okay with people being like old movies are better. I'm okay with people having that opinion because old movies may be better, but I think that's only because we're not actually looking at the art of movies now. Movies now actually have meaning, and that they resemble something, and they have symbolism, and they're a form of art, and also a form of postmodernism, because nowadays we think of things as arty and need to be meaningful, but because of that we have less of a storyline in movies. When I made this originally, I did mention the Titanic, but I don't think that's a very good example. But let's just say Footloose. That had a great storyline, and honestly, I don't know the meaning of it, but I recently watched Mighty Supreme, and that has so much more art, creativity, and meaning, and symbolism in it. And that's literally because it's just a new movie. If that was made in the 1990s, it wouldn't have so much meaning. It would have a storyline, and that would be its purpose. Because if I'm being honest, when I watched it, I didn't even understand the narrative at all. So yeah, My Supreme and stuff like Barbie as well. Its real purpose is to be creative and to represent something rather than actually have a story. Okay. I wrote this one down. Gaming. Oh yeah, okay. In gaming, um, we don't need to have. I'm okay with people remastering or rebooting games, like old games. That's cool because they're keeping the story. They're just making it look aesthetically pleasing. I hate going back to old games. The only reason why I don't like playing old games is because the graphics is so bad. The only games I can tolerate is stuff like Skylanders and like Mario and Crash Bandicoot, because I kind of like the style, and also like racing games like, what's it called, midnight something, midnight something. I forgot. Those are the only old games I can actually tolerate looking at, and maybe GTA, but again, yeah, maybe GTA, because GTA is a little bit too realistic to the point where it's like real is too real, and I feel like it's just unsettling. It's like AI. It's like too much. I don't know. But anyway, um, but I'm okay with rebooting. It's just if you're making new games, like there's so many Resident Evil games, and at this point, what are we doing? You know. But I'm okay with rebooting and remastering games. That's okay. Chronically online people should seek help. Do I agree? Yeah. I used to be really chronically online, to be honest. Probably still am, but like, I used to be very chronically online because I would literally live at my desk, and you don't even realize how chronically online you are until you get up and do something. And I think people who are chronically online need to realize that, because they will always, people who are chronically online, they will always defend themselves and be like, "Oh, I'm fine. I touched grass a week ago. It's fine. You know, I don't know how long I slept last night, but it's fine." you know, but yeah, you don't realize it until you get up and do something. So I feel like if you haven't, today, if you're chronically online and you don't realize it, maybe get up. They don't need a therapist, they just need a reality check, because you can get into like this state of bad derealization where when I did get up and do something, I still felt like I was in a game, and it was like, it's a different world. It's a different world. That's like, that's just in gaming. When you're chronically online, just on like Reddit, TikTok, and Discord, that's horrible derealization. You genuinely detach yourself from like socialization, and it's weird. It's a weird feeling, but you'll know what I mean if you have been that online. But yeah, it's a weird feeling, and I feel like, yeah, if you haven't, maybe get up and talk to someone, just literally anyone on the street. But you do realize, like, people do need to socialize. It is a big, the main part of society, and how, we do things, and how we understand things. So, trauma dumping. Trauma dumping in comments is not okay, and is similar to trauma dumping to your AI. Yeah. The internet will never help you. I mean, it'll help you in some cases, but emotionally, a TikTok comment section especially will not help you. The amount of times, I've just went into a comment section and it's just them saying how they're not in a stable home, or okay, sorry, maybe I shouldn't talk about self-harm, but it's like, to me, it's the similar way that didn't that like teenager die because his AI told him to. It's a similar thing to me. Like, anyone in the comment section can tell you to kill, and that's not going to help you, is it? It's not. So you shouldn't seek help through comments or through other people. Maybe a therapist online, but not, through AI, especially not through AI, especially not through comments on TikTok. And another thing, especially not on Discord servers. They actually, most of the time they are helpful, but you never know. You never know. Someone could pick up the fact that you are really vulnerable and try to attack you, or try to groom you, and maybe you're a bit older, you're the one doing the grooming, you never know. But, you shouldn't. I just don't think it's right. Those people, do need to reach out to someone. And it is kind of sad that they go into the media for that. It is sad. But yeah. And is oversharing good or bad? It is bad generally, but I feel like when you trust someone, that's okay. I guess I don't think I really overshare. I do a lot of like, I do share, maybe I don't overshare. I might say something weird that's going on or has went on, but it's not like I'm going into great detail about it. It's just that I'm just putting it out there so that we can pick up on it in a year, Oh my god, pressure to have a brand as a teen. Why does every teenager and like 13-year-old want to make a clothing brand? You don't need to. Every single teenager should just come together and make their own corporation. Like, why you don't, no, it's no. By the time you're 20, you're not gonna be a millionaire, you're gonna be bankrupt because you were young and naive, it's, you're gonna get groomed by some millionaire. You know what I mean? There's gonna be your very own Diddy party. I don't know. Why is there such a pressure to have a brand as a teenager? You don't. You're a teenager. Make one when you're 20 and can do it. It's good to learn about it in business and branding when you're a teenager, but starting one, that is too much pressure. Too much. You are not that bored. Go out and play. Everyone wants to be relatable instead of interesting, and is scared to have an opinion. Yeah. Definitely. Because like I said, like, people are just scared to be judged, and like, especially online, you're just gonna get cancelled immediately, just for sharing an opinion. And it's like, you're allowed to have an opinion. It's just, if you shove it down someone's throat, I don't think that's okay. But you're allowed to have an opinion. If you put it out there and say, this is my opinion, guys, what do you think? That's cool. But if you say, this is my opinion, guys, you have to follow it, that's not okay, you know? I share my opinions, but I'm just expressing it, you know? If there's something wrong about it, go ahead, change my morals. I literally, I want you to change my morals. I want you to try and understand what I'm saying, and then try to make me understand what your side of it is, because I like knowing. I love having perspectives and knowledge in me, so I can. I know I know what other people might think, you know. So I think people are scared to have an opinion online because they're scared of being judged, or they're scared of people attacking them. And yeah, everyone wants to be relatable. And I think it's really hard because everybody is going to be relatable. No matter what in your life, you're going to be relatable. And that's because everybody is human. And, you know, we do human things and we share human emotion. And we are really, and it's weird because I've seen so many people try to fit in. Like, I recently, I was talking to my friend about this, and he was like, sorry, I said, sorry. I came across someone who was like, I know for a fact, because I know them in real life, and I know for a fact that the most basic white girl you've ever seen. Basic person ever. And she changed like that. Within like 2 days, she changed her whole style and like her attitude. And it was only because she started making friends with this alternative girl, and she's now trying to be and match that. And it's like, why are you trying to fit in by being alt? Like, you really want to fit in that badly that to make friends, you're gonna change yourself? That's just sad. Just be yourself. Honestly, just be yourself. You'll find your people instead of craving acceptance for other people. You're then finally accepting yourself. And yeah, just be interesting. You know, it's okay to have unusual hobbies. It is okay to watch something that not everybody watches. Like, I hate Friends. But everybody else I know likes it. And it's like, I don't see it, but that's just me. And I find it weird that people are like, you need to watch Friends, it's so good. And I'm allowed to have that opinion that I don't like it, you know? Why tell me to watch Friends? Just be yourself. It's okay to be yourself, guys. Fans or fandoms ruin everything they love. I'm just gonna leave that there, actually. Because they do. They just ruin everything. And it's like, you know, now people are gonna have that negative stereotype on that one group or culture or fan base, and now people are gonna have that negative opinion about the people that like that, all because of one thing or one meme or one person that has changed the view of the whole fandom. Is it okay to separate art from the artist? I think I already talked about this with the Wilson thing, but I'm gonna say people are already doing it, so if you want to, you can, I guess. Yeah, is it okay to separate art from the artist? I'm gonna say yeah. Is it okay? Kinda. Morally, is it right? No. But am I gonna do it anyway? Yeah. Because if I like the sound of it, I'm gonna listen to it. You know, same way that people still watch Sam and Cat and Victorious, but the director's a pedophile and has a foot fetish and nobody likes him, but people still watch it, you know? That's the same thing as music, guys. You know, movies and music, they go hand in hand. Directors and artists can both be pedophiles, but you'll still watch that movie, won't you? That's what I thought. Do people want honesty or comfort? Comfort. I want honesty, and I think when people will always be like, I really want honesty, please be honest. But the moment someone's honest, they want comfort. I always want honesty. Do not comfort me, unless you genuinely have to. But otherwise, be honest. I hate it when people just aren't honest with me. Like, why did you not tell me I looked chopped the other day? You know what I'm saying? You could have said something, but instead you were being nice. Like an idiot. Anyway, moving on. Are controversial opinions actually brave or earned hot takes? Controversial anymore? Oh, what? Are controversial opinions actually hot takes anymore? Yeah and no. I think a lot of people will be like, sorry guys, hot take, but I can't think of a good example. They'll say like random, you know, they'll just say the most non-controversial thing ever, and that's where it's, you know, it's just not controversial. It's not a hot take. You know, otherwise, but some people take it a little bit too far. You know, there's actually no middle ground. It's either it's definitely not controversial, but again, controversial is that part where it's like, that's a little weird. You know, the reason why if you don't know the meaning of controversial, then don't say anything. It's my new segment, guys, where I'm going to say something, because I don't make these episodes every week, apart from the first two. I make them far apart, so I'm going to do a thing where I say what I think my overrated opinion is of the day, and my underrated opinion. So, underrated, overrated, baggy jeans. Sorry. I feel like I'm seeing too much of it recently. I think this has honestly been the most apart from skinny jeans, the lasting, you know, trend. It's been a lasting trend for like a good 2 years now, baggy jeans. So I feel like it will go out of style in like a year. Maybe next year. I feel like it'll just kind of, I don't know what it'll be next year. Straight leg, do you think? I bet it'll be something fucking weird. Like, someone will like design a new pant and that'll be like corduroy or something. Anyway, underrated. What do I think is underrated? I think playing an instrument has gotten a bit underrated. Maybe not, maybe I'm just not on the music side of life. But I feel like people have kind of stopped playing an instrument. Maybe that's just me. I just have not met a lot of people that have. You know, when I was younger, there was a lot of people playing like the guitar and the flute and the trumpet. But now, I don't think I've met anyone that's played the instrument or an instrument. So, yeah. Anyway, that'll be all for this episode. I don't know when the next one will be out. But thank you.